Well, hello there. Welcome back. Welcome to the episode number 14. Yes, we made it past 13. Nothing happened, nothing exploded. The stream is still on. I am still here, and I hope you're here as well. And I also hope you're doing fine today. We have a Wednesday, it's a hump day, and it's only 2 more days until the weekend. And as usual, we have a lot of work to do. So before we proceed, maybe I will just do like a quick recap what happened on the last stream. So recently we've been working on demands for our encoders. So we really wanted to change the original encoder over here. That was the small horizontal one. We decided to go with the normal encoder that you can buy in the store, because the small ones that I used before, they are slowly running out of stock, and currently they are super expensive. I think one encoder costs like 20 or something like that. So like this keyboard needs two. So basically for the cost of two encoders, you could have a whole keyboard. So as you can see, it doesn't really make sense to go this route anymore. So what we did recently, we've been testing different variants. I prepared some of them. And we tried this one, which was 0 degrees, and right out of the box, it didn't really vibe with me. Because my fingers were rubbing on the housing when rotating, so we rolled this one out. We finally settled on this one, which is 180. 180 degrees rotated. No, sorry, no, we didn't set up on this one. This one we also this one we ruled out because it was difficult to put on the knob. And actually for this one, the scrolling was not okay. And for the 0 degrees, it was actually kind of okay, more or less. And we also noticed that putting the knob on this version, on 0 degrees, would be fairly easy, because the knob will go from here. So that there's nothing blocking it, unlike with the 180, like over here. So yeah, 180 is out. 0 degrees was okay. I said I like it for like 65%. Then we moved on. I also prepared the flat version, which is this one. So my idea was to have same type of the encoder. Like over here we have volume. So I was thinking maybe if we make the same one on the left side for scrolling, that will be okay. And in general, it's not that bad, but the issue with it is that the scrolling motion, like rotating around, it's causing the whole keyboard to move around. So off stream, I decided to try looping some of the encoders to see if it helps, if it can make the motion like more smooth. And therefore maybe the keyboard won't be moving around. Even with the rubber feet, it was moving around. It wasn't really good. I wasn't happy with it. So I did loop them. I do have a special machine loop, but that didn't change anything. At this point, I am not 100% sure if it was me just applying the loop wrongly. Maybe it didn't get inside. But I did press the switch. I tried to like rotating it, but after some time I came back, and I have them over here. I can do, so that's one of them. I just put an O underneath, so I know it's a loop. But like trying to rotate it, it's still the same it still needs the same amount of force to move it around. So I guess this is also a no-go, which is a bit disappointing because I was hoping that actually this will work. Because look at it, it looks kind of cool actually, and the profile, the height wouldn't be that big compared to if we, for example, use let's say 180, this one. So it is very tall, as you can see, and if I enable the knob for this, if I can only find it, I think we've been using this 125. Yeah, so you can see clearly that, like, even if I enable the knob, the height is still quite substantial, like compared to the flat one. We can even try to measure like what is the distance. So like from here to here we have 8 millimeters. So in my opinion 8 millimeters is quite a lot, and I would rather to have it shorter, but it doesn't seem to be working this way. So we also dismiss the flat one, and our initial winner was this one, which is 180. But then I also had 2 more prepared for the stream that I wanted to check, and I think these 2 were like at the end of the stream. So I had a 35 degrees angle like this, and I had a minus 35, which is this. And it was very similar case like with the 0 degrees and 180 degrees. The 35 degrees, it didn't vibe with me, because when you try to scroll, the scroll goes like either this way or this way. So usually I would just use the middle finger or maybe the ring finger, sometimes both, but depending on which finger I use to scroll, the other one will be kind of like loose, and this is the moment when this finger will hit the housing of the encoder, this part. So I didn't like that, and finally we settled on minus 35, which is this one. And this one felt the most comfortable, and actually I still have it on the bench. So that's the one. This is our winner from the previous stream, and I like it because the scroll, as I said, I use either middle finger or ring, or both middle and the ring finger. So it goes like this or like this. So the motion is very pleasant, and I am not hitting the housing, which is over here. And it's great. And we don't have issues when attaching the knob, because as you can see, there is nothing blocking it. So I can easily move it up and down. I mean, remove it and attach it. There's nothing blocking it here. So I think this is our winner, and it seems to be also in the right positions, just right for the finger, because the keyboard will be usually used like this at an angle. So when I extend my hand to reach, it's perfectly under my middle finger. So I think I will leave it like that. So far I have no other ideas how to approach this. I was also thinking maybe we should move it a little bit to the right, so that the knob is exactly in the middle between these 2 keys. But like when I try to move it right now, I think it feels more natural Well, we can always do one more mockup. It wouldn't hurt, because we are still not like 100% sure that, yeah, we go with this one. It's always worth exploring. But the issue here is that the base plate, the way it is designed, actually it won't allow us to move it. So maybe if I want to do this today, I think I will move it towards the end of the stream, and we will only do the CAD. We will just do the redesign, because we still have to redesign the bottom as well and then print it. So then I will leave the print off stream, and we can check it out on Friday. I was also looking at the infrared, because this is this right here is an infrared sender and a receiver. And the idea behind it is, when I am typing like this, I can just extend my finger and this will trigger it. And this is used to enable special layer for the mouse when I need to do click with Control, Alt, Shift, any kind of combination of keys like this. Or if I need a Control, Alt, Shift, maybe Windows key in any other condition. So I do have it designed for the current keyboard, but it's not really working. I think I connected wrongly. So I can't really test if the position was okay. But when I look at it now, I am kind of worried if it's if the position for it is correct, because as I said, the keyboard will be used at an angle. So from here, it kind of feels okay. When I was designing it initially, I did put some research, so call it, into it, like what would be the best position. So it's not, when you look at it, it's not really 45 degrees like from the center of the key. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's like that. It seems to be a little bit lower, and I think I moved that because it was too far to reach. So when the keyboard is like this, so it's just right under the pinky. Well, as usual, and as I said before, it's difficult to tell if you don't have it like fully functional. If it was working, I could tell like, oh yeah, okay, it's too far, it's too close, maybe my pinky is like rubbing against one of the keys and makes the whole operation not comfortable to use. Well, checking it now, it feels okay, I guess. So maybe we won't be touching this part today. Still have to decide. What we did else before, we also changed this encoder and the housing. So this one is a little bit smaller compared to the previous version, which I brought today from work. So this is, I would call it V2. So it's kind of, it is rather tall. Actually, this one is for the chalk, so this one is shorter. It's even shorter than the one that I have here. So in case you were wondering why the difference, before the mouse keys were over here. So that was the left mouse key, that was the right mouse key, and that was that was the middle one, left and right. So I was using thumb for it. So this needed to be higher, because this one for the chalk, when I was using it, after some time my thumb would get sore because the keys are too low. and after some time it's very uncomfortable because the motion for the thumb is like this, down, which is not good, and over time it's really wearing down the thumb. But now we have mouse keys over here to remediate the problem with it. But what I also did before was moving the encoder. So this is the V2 design, and if you can see, the encoder is in line, the center of the encoder is aligned with the center of the key. This worked for MX because MX keys are tall, like this. The keys itself are tall, and the keyboard was also designed to be even taller because I was using it with these wrist rests. So the whole thing goes like this. So the height of this wasn't really a problem for the MX, but when I started using chalk version, I quickly realized that I keep hitting the knob with my thumb, depending like how I sit. If I was sitting like laid back, then it was fine, then I wouldn't touch it. But if I would like hunch over the desk, then my thumb would kind of get too close, and like from time to time I've noticed that I would hit it. So I didn't like that, and what I did, I moved this encoder kind of far away. So if you can take a look now, so this is the center of the encoder, and if we try to align it with the center of the keys, so the difference now is 5 millimeters. And looking at it, I am kind of wondering if this isn't too much, because now with the mouse keys moved over here, I won't be doing this much motion with the thumb, like left and right. I won't be moving. Well, actually I will, because this key will be turned into maybe space. This one may be like a tab, probably. And this one will stay as the middle mouse button. So still there will be motion with the thumb to hit the middle one. But at this point, I am also kind of worried if it's not too far. Maybe we should bring it down by like 2.5, or maybe we should just leave it like that. And the issue is that, like, since we are changing the encoder, since we are going for like a lower profile, and we want to use, I would like to use knob which is shaped like this. It has this kind of like opening. I even got some of them in the mail today. Yeah. So this is our 3D print mockup of this one. It's not quite one-to-one. Yeah, so this one is it's still very high actually when I look at it. It still doesn't make it any smaller anyway, because the encoder, this is like the minimum. This is the lowest we can go with this type of encoder. So maybe this also defeats the purpose of having this, because we would still need to print something to cover all of that. So like that, the height will be still quite tall. And comparing to the chalk, yeah, so we technically land at the same height. No, not much difference. So I guess I would just leave the encoder at the position that it is now. And I think I ordered the wrong encoders. Later on we can check on AliExpress if there are different versions of this, because I think I modeled this one according to one of the knobs that I have ordered, but it hasn't arrived yet. So yeah, this clearly won't do. That's a shame. I still have some smaller ones, but like these are 17 by 15, and we already know that these won't do. So the smallest what we can go for our needs is this one, which is 25, because it extends beyond the housing. And one of the viewers suggested that maybe we can cut the edges from the encoder, which we did. So the housing looks like this. It does shave a little bit of height from it, because the housing is 1.2 millimeters thick. So with the encoder inside, it looks like this. So the edges of the encoder, they stick out a little. Yeah, but that is still a little bit less than if we had a this is thick one, maybe this one. Yeah, comparing these two, let's go to another view. Yeah, I think it makes difference, and every millimeter counts. So this approach makes it a little bit more scroll friendly, I would say. But there is one other thing, and I've been also researching a little, which is this. And this is kind of a sensor that can detect the rotation of a magnet, and it usually comes with such a tiny magnet included in the box. So what it can do, if we kind of hover the magnet above this chip, it can tell what is the rotation of this magnet. It can detect the magnetic field. So for a moment I was really tempted to try this, but then I remember that I wanted to make the initial design as simple and as cheap as possible. I wanted to be available to anyone who wants to build it. So this one, I think we'll approach it in the future once the main version is released. Then we can design some kind of an encoder based on this. With most probably I will use some ball bearings. So then we'll have a super smooth scroll. It's super precise compared to normal encoder. It's a night and day difference. It can detect even like the smallest change. So we can have a high precision scrolling or volume control. Yeah, and we can go really low profile with it because this is only PCB. and depending on what encoder, depending on what ball bearing we will use, we can technically go very, very low. We can make it very small. It might be a bit challenging to be able to put everything together because most probably the board will have to be attached somehow from the bottom, and then the mount for the ball bearing would have to be printed already, has to be part of the top plate, otherwise we won't be able to attach it. I don't want to have any screws outside or anything like that, so it might be a little bit challenging to have it working, but yeah, definitely worth checking. But as I said, this version that I am trying to focus on right now, it's meant to be easy, maybe not fast to build, because even though it's just like 8 keys per side, it still takes some time to fully assemble the keyboard. So that's fine. So that's something we will definitely look into in the future. So stay tuned, keep watching. We will get back to it for sure. So now going back to our keyboard. I think I will reassemble the chalk version with the encoder, and then we can take a look how does it work for the volume with the encoders that we have and with the knobs that we have with the height. So I would like to give it one more try if I am still able to hit it with my thumb when I move the thumb from left to right, or if it's okay. How big is the distance? Maybe we can make it smaller. Maybe we can just shave off like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters. But I think it might be better to leave it like that, because I have rather, like, I would say small hands, or maybe like normal size hands. But definitely there are people with bigger hands, and for them it might be too short of a distance if I make it even shorter than what it is now. Yeah, so let's get to work. Let's try this volume encoder and the knob and see how it goes, how the thumb behaves with it. And after that, I think we'll move to CAD, I guess, and we can slowly start working on making the keyboard plate one piece. We will try to incorporate the encoder that we just designed, and the one that I think fits the most. We will try to incorporate it into the board. It still kind of bothers me that it is not that the knob is not really between those keys. I'm kind of a symmetry maniac. Yeah, but yeah, we won't be able to move it. There's so much design, and just recently I realized that when we were designing this part, so I came up with an idea to have those parts swipeable. Actually, this one for the volume via the bottom plate. So the bottom plate attaches to the top plate of the keyboard, which is this part, the big part. But then I have 2 screws that can grab the encoder, and this way I can mock up different volume encoders and knobs. But then I should have done the same with this part, but I haven't. I decided to, that was like the first thing that I designed, so I decided to go with the screws, which one is here, and the other one is here. And in the height side, that wasn't a good decision. I should have, after doing this one, I should have come back and changed this. That would give me more freedom when testing it out. Yeah, so maybe instead of trying to incorporate it like that, maybe I should really focus on redesigning this plate, making it work with this type of mount, and then maybe we can still try this encoder. We can try moving it a little bit back so that the knob will be like in the center. I am very curious if it's still gonna be okay to rotate. Yeah, it should be fine, maybe it will be even better. And as I said, I would really like to have as little mistakes as possible when it comes to going forward with the build, because the build takes so much time. And if like simple thing is broken that I could have catched before and fixed before doing the build, I would be very disappointed with that. So maybe it would be better to just do it beforehand. Yeah, so let's go ahead with the choke and with the volume. Let's look at it, and then we'll decide what we do with the MX, how we move forward with it. Yeah, so I have this low profile design that should fit right in like this. Or more like this. Is it? Okay, it doesn't seem to be the one from here. Maybe I had only one piece printed out, but I think I had two pieces, and one of them was shorter in height. I think this is the original one. Yeah, the thick one. Let me take a look. Okay, not an issue. We can rip it off from here. Okay, this one should fit. No problem. It's the bottom plate is different as well. I should have removed the whole bottom plate. Okay, is this gonna work now? Okay, more or less it's fine. Should be good to go. Oh, I think I found the one that I was missing. A bit chaotic today. Can't help myself. Okay. And one more to hold it in place. And I will also add the other part. So this part was for the low profile that we were testing before. That didn't quite work. So I will add it. So therefore I have a good grip on the bottom and it's the same height. Okay, so the keyboard is not moving. I have a good grip. So I will just put this one over here. Oh yeah, so basically it's so far away now that even if I move my finger way forward, most probably no one will ever use it like this because it's not meant. Yeah, this is not a good position. Should be at an angle because it's comfortable like that. Oh yeah, looking at it. If I was like, yeah, so I think that was the moment when I was hitting it before. And also this one is a bit smaller because this is 32 millimeters. Yes, 32 compared to 35 original. Oh, this one's 34 actually. So we do have some extra space. Is it too much? Yeah, and also since this encoder is not that actually good to rotate, maybe I should go back to the 35, to the original one, and check how it looks like. So that's the original one. I wonder if I can fit it in. Most probably not. So I think we'll have to mock it up quickly and print it. Yeah, because it's the same issue like with the scrolling. So when I try to like change volume, yeah, the whole thing is moving, and there won't be any way to hold it in place. The keyboard won't be any heavier than what it is now. Yeah, so I think we have to drop this type of encoder, this type of a knob, and I think we have to stick with this one, because this one, when you want to change it, so it's smooth, so trying to rotate it like that doesn't really work. So you have to grab it from the top, like this. Yeah, but what is important then is to have some spacing around, so the fingers can rotate easily without hitting anything. So I assume that when you grab it, just at the top, like volume change like this. Yeah, okay, so I think this is the first thing we will do today. We will do a new mount for the volume to accommodate this knob, and then we will check how it feels, if it doesn't collide with anything. With this one and with MX should be okay in my opinion, even more so because it's moved away now from the bottom. From the left I haven't moved it from the left, so I think the distance is still the same over here. I only move it like this, I moved it up. But before there was no issue with rotation and anything like that. So I guess it will be fine. I also wonder if we can get encoders like this with this size, but without this. So that will kind of force you. Yeah, but okay, this one, you can see that this one is too low, and when I grab it and I try to rotate, it's getting caught between the knob and the keys over here. So I think we can't go that low profile. We will either add a taller knob that goes above the keys, so then it's okay to rotate. As you can see, it doesn't, like when I grab it like that, I don't hit anything when I rotate. But with this one, it's kind of, yeah, this is not good. This is not good. Yeah, but this one was meant to be rotated like this. So yeah, but this doesn't work. So we have to go back. Okay, so we will try. We will try this knob. I think I will stick with this height for now, and this knob, it's still kind of, oh no, it's not gonna be taller. Oh, okay. Well, basically can I swap it like that? Okay, I can swap it like this. And this is as far as it can go. I think it stops on the shaft. Okay, this is the lowest point. So we can still make it lower a little bit, because when I press, like now, there's this one space left. Can we measure how much we have left? Okay, 1.8. 1.8. So maybe we can move it up by 1.8, make an edge around so that there is no empty space in between. Like when we press, we will have only 0.2, so that should be enough. Or maybe we'll be able to shave it off completely, so we'll have 0.2 when it's not pressed, and when we press. Okay, how much does it press? That's a good question. I think it would be easier to find it in a datasheet. Well, good luck finding one for this. Okay, it's 2.3. So it would mean that it moves 0.5. So we have to leave 0.5 millimeters for the knob to be able to be pressed. And pressing this is important because this is volume, and when you press, you get mute. So that is a very nice feature. Yeah, looking at it, the height seems to be okay. No, I think it's too low. Yeah, I think it's still too low. Because when I try to rotate, I grab it. If we go back quickly to the original design, I'm thinking now that when I was designing it, I decided to put the top of the encoder housing for the volume to be at the same level as the level of the keys. But we can quickly check that if I am right about it. Let's go with the chalk. Okay, this is a import from STL. But I only have the right side with the touchpad, and this will be most probably, okay, this is also, okay, this is trackball. Okay, this is an encoder as well. Let's take a look over here. So this is the, I think this is the V2 version. Let me quickly check. Okay, I will leave, no, we don't want trackball, we want encoder and the base. Oh yes, so that is the design that I just showed you, that the one that I brought from work today. And that was chalk. So let's put the switches on. Okay. And I think I have, okay, so maybe I can just do the mockups. Oh, that is not correct. Let's do, because I think these are for the MX. Yeah, I think it would seem so. Okay, so what's the height of the keys over here? And I have two different thumbs. And this one is higher, most probably. Okay. So maybe I should just move it over here. Okay. So this way I know that number 2 is higher. But this is not the one I was using. I was showing you this one. Okay. So the encoder is even taller than the column for the switch by 5.27. Okay, let's take a look if we can check how are the keys positioned. I will just make a new body here. I will just call it chalk for now, and this will be the height of our chalk keys. Oh, they're also kind of high. Oh no, this is MX. Okay, this is chalk. Okay, so it's not that high anymore. Yeah. Okay, so I will just try to mock it up quickly. Let's do rectangle, but not from here. I want rectangle from here. And let's extrude it or pull it, how it is called, over here. Okay, I can't pull it all the way to the... Okay, one more time. Pull and up to maybe to this corner. Okay, so to the corner is fine. Let's just quickly move it to where it belongs. Okay, I think it's aligned pretty well. So let's have one more. And align it to here. And one more for the thumb. Well, all of these three are actually thumb keys. Okay, so this is how it looked like before. And if we take a look, so this is the top of the encoder chassis. And this is the top of the key. So we have it 2.3 below. And I wonder if I have a knob over here as well. I have so many parts in this project already. It's like already two different designs. And on top of that, I still have some imports from the previous design. It's getting slowly pretty messy, but I'm still okay with it so far. Okay, so this one is the extended version that we've been working on. So I think I will close it for now. And what I'm looking for is the 35mm knob. Okay, I don't think we have it, but that's fine. Let's make one more. Let's make a knob over here. So what is the size of this fella? And this is 17.5, so this is 35mm. Let me take a look at the original one, if it's still the same size. Yeah, so there is a little bit of a difference. I don't know if you can see, like there's a little bit of an edge over here. And I think that is because the knob is not really 35. The knob is 30. It's 34.8. Or 33. Yeah, 33. 33.8 to be precise. Okay, and our design is it's 35, strict 35. Okay. So what I need to do now, I will make a mock-up of this in our extended version, which is somewhere over here. So the height is not really equal to the height of the keys, for the chalk at least. And for MX obviously it won't be there. Yeah, but for the chalk, this works. It's I'm not really hitting anything. Oh, maybe a little bit. Yeah, but the height makes it work. Okay, so we can hide the import that we had over here. Well, we do have the volume 35 over here, but it's the one that doesn't really fit because it has these parts. Or does it? Nope, I don't have it print. So we have to do this now. Okay, so this is the bottom part that we need, and we have it already. Yeah, so all I need to do is to print the volume. It should be here somewhere. Well, no, most probably I threw it away. Okay, and we don't need this part as well. So the bottom is already there. So I can hide the bottom. Okay, so we have it, we have this part done. So that's fine. So the distance was 1.8 for the encoder, I mean for the knob. Let's check again. So 2.2 when it's not pressed, and 1.8 most probably when it's pressed. Okay, 195. This one's a little bit crooked. 1.6. Okay. So it's 2 millimeters. So I think if I move it, if I move the top of this part by 1.5, so this should give us like a clean space between the knob and the encoder housing, just enough space to press it, which takes half a millimeter, and we have 2 millimeters in total, and we just cut 1.5. Are we about to find out if it was correct or not? Okay, let's fire up Bamboo Studio. What is it? No configuration, please. Not on the stream. As usual, when you have something important to do, they want to update firmware, they want to update configuration, they want to update Bamboo Studio. No way. I'm not falling for that this time. Okay, let's add support. I want it only on build plate, like this. Okay, I don't quite like it like that. If I go with the normal one. Okay, let's just make a little bit more space, maybe 2.2, to get rid of all those small ones. Okay, now it looks fine. Yeah, should be good to go. Okay, can we print? Okay, it leaves. Ladies and gentlemen, it leaves. Okay, that's fine. So we can let it do its job. We will keep an eye on it. In the meantime, I think we can move to trying to redesign the bottom plate and the keyboard plate as well, because I really would like to check if I can move the 35 millimeter 35 degrees, minus 35 degrees horizontal scroll, if I can move it so that the knob is just between the keys. Okay, let's quickly, maybe we can go for the MX. Okay, so I have a separate part for the attachments that we did. Let's just add infrared. How is the print going? Okay, so far so good. Okay. Sometimes it happens that before it starts moving, it will extrude a little bit of filament, and sometimes it won't detach from the head, and it will just pull it behind it. So this is when you have to act quickly, go and take it out. Sometimes it will just fall off the bed, but sometimes it can just stick to the print head, and that is not good. Okay, let's take a look at our encoders over here. Okay, so we have our knob like this. Okay, this one is not the one that I wanted. I wanted this one. Okay. So maybe I will make a new body. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's make this one number 1. And I will just move everything over here. Okay, this, I will leave it like that because we have a line over here. That seems to be, okay, this one is 35, okay, this one is 35 degrees. Okay, so we will leave it like that. It might come handy if we need to position something later on. So I won't be deleting this, but I will make a new body. Let's call it number 2. Maybe let's make it more verbose. Let's call it number 2. Shifted, if it makes sense. Okay, that's the wrong one. We are supposed to do it in 35, minus 35 over here. Okay, so let's move this guy over here, like so. Enable this one, and like this, yeah. So let's make number 1, and I will just move everything here to keep it nice and tidy. So now we can copy and paste, but before I paste, I have to enable this part. Okay, so I will just hide now the original one, the minus 35 that I liked so much, so we don't mess it up. And what I wanted to do, let me just do like a dirty move over here. Okay, now this line will become handy. Okay, so I have this whole body, and I can hold Alt, and maybe if I click this line, okay, it won't move it like that, because with Alt and when I click, I can change the orientation. So one more time, I would like to move it like this. So actually I can move it if I click on the axis of, yeah, I can click on the axis of the knob, and then I can move the whole part like this. So what I would like to do, I would like to have it align with this line. Okay, so, and now we have a problem over here. Yeah, because when you look at it, it doesn't really seem to be too symmetric. Like, it's closer to this one right now. Okay, if I do these two corners. Okay, so the symmetry point is over here. Because I can do Alt-Shift and I can select two things, for example, two edges or two walls, and then it will try to show me what is the symmetry point between these. So if I take this corner and I take this corner as well, so as you can see, it is showing me that the midpoint is like over here. But I still would like to have it at 35 degrees, not 45. Because 35 felt just better. So now with Alt, I can just select the axis of the knob. So now I can move it just along this axis, because if I move it up or down, it will be a little bit so if we try to go up, it will be a little bit at an angle. Yeah, but left and right should be fine. Okay, I can't move it like that. If we just try to move it like without any measurement. So the center would be more or less like this. Is it that much of a difference compared to the original one? A little bit, yes. Okay, how can I make it so that is like right in the center? Okay, this seems to be a little bit more complicated than just Alt-Shift-click. Okay, let's think about it for a while. Well, if you make a triangle like this, and then try to move it to the midpoint. Okay, let's try that. Okay, I'm a little bit lower. I should do it over here. Okay, so now I have all of these. So let's go from here to here. Well, actually, we don't need to go like that. We can go like this. And change it to the construction line. Okay, and now if you want to move it, and I want it to be anchored by the center of the knob, like so. And if I can find the midpoint over here, okay, so it seems like the midpoint of this, like the center of the knob, is the center of, does it look like that? Yeah, because, okay, the knob is 35 degrees, so it's gonna be slightly off. Maybe I should make it 45. Let's make a new one and let's make it so it won't be minus 35, but okay, I will just do it over here. Let's call it 45 degrees mod. Okay, I will hide this, and this body I will just if I anchor over here, okay, we need a 45 degrees line as well. Okay, let's do it over here. So this is 180, so minus 45. Let's extend it a little, like this, and let's change it to the construction line. Okay, we need to change this one as well. We don't want it to be a line like that. So now I can grab it, I can move it, and I will just anchor like this. And I would like it to orient to object, and I would like to orient it to this. Oh wow, that's not quite what I wanted. Maybe if I take this wall and I hit orient to, okay, still not what I want. And if I grab the whole body, how about this wall? And if I try to orient, okay, now we have a different problem. How to make it at this angle? I think before I just used this one, I just used the wall of the knob and just orient it. Okay, that's not what I want. Okay, let's give it a while. Okay, looks like we're in a bit of a pickle right now. Maybe I will try align this wall. Okay, like this. And maybe now it will be easier to... Oh, I think I moved the line as well. Okay, that is bad. Oh, maybe that was the issue. Maybe I was moving the line with it. I should maybe move this over here. Oh, those lines actually would be even better if they're like in the main body over here. And this one is, okay, this one is over here. Okay, this is minus 35. I should close it. Okay, we are working minus 35 and we have all the lines are here. So that's okay. Okay, let's try rotate it right now. Okay, still the same thing. That is kind of odd because it should do it no problem. Okay, maybe I will try with a plane. And why is it? Oh, okay, so have I been using the wrong? Oh, we have two planes right now, and that's fine. Okay, so no, it doesn't rotate it the same way. Okay, those planes, we don't want to rotate them, we want only these two. Okay, let's see what we have now. It seems to be rotating the plane as well. It shouldn't be doing that. Nope. No, this should be correct. Correct direction like this, and I want it to be okay. Now it moved finally. So it didn't really want to work with the line, but once we add a plane, so this helped orient it a little. Okay, so we are now at 45 degrees. And can we move it again? Okay, this is not the center. If I click here, okay, this is the center of the knob. So can we move it? I think this line is 45. Let's do a quick check. So I can select this line, control click and control click this one. Yes, 45. Okay, so that's good. So I want this. I want to move it. I want it to anchor like that. And I want it to be over here. Okay, so now it should be symmetric. Like this. Okay, let's slice it with this. Okay. So just to be sure, what is the distance from here to here? 6.9 and 6.9. Okay, so it is more or less okay because it still has this the edge. The edge is kind of like beveled a little. This I did it like that. I beveled it. Okay, back to our print. Okay, maybe I should just remove the bevel and make it like exactly in the center. Does it really matter that much? It's gonna be a few millimeters maybe. I mean, like a parts of millimeter. Because when I select the knob and I select the outer wall, so it will only take the midpoint from the bottom to where the bevel starts. So the bevel was, I think, 1.2, so that part was skipped. So if I want it like that, I should remove the bevel, or I can just put like 2 planes, or just do like a midpoint between the top and the bottom, and then align with that. Let's see if I bring back the bevel over here, and maybe I'm kind of curious if it's gonna work. So I do, yeah, mouse click, Alt Shift click here and here, and now I have the midpoint between the bottom and the top, like a mid plane actually over here. So I think I can just select the whole body. I can move it. I can anchor on this mid plane, and then I can move it towards our 45. Okay, so the movement was, I don't know, it didn't really show. Yeah, but was minuscule. It was very small. Okay, now it's perfectly aligned. At least it should be. So right now we should fix the bottom. Okay, looking at it, we might get away without printing the whole bottom. Without printing the whole keyboard, because maybe if I could just slice this edge a little. As you can see, this is like the original edge of the keyboard. So maybe we can just slice this part, get rid of it. And maybe this will work for us. I don't really like this bottom, how it's oriented and the shape of it. Okay, let's see if I can do something about it. Well, I think it would be best if I just cut it. If I just cut it off from this bottom. So I can do it like this. I can get rid of this plane. It's not really needed anymore, but I can put new plane over here. Just add plane. And now I want to cut. So I press I and I will just cut this body with this plane. And basically we can get rid of the bottom like this. We can get rid of this plane. Okay, maybe before I remove the bottom, I would like to check what was the height. So I think that that was leveled like that. Okay, so we had it at 6.6. Okay, so I think this is more or less the height of the keyboard. Yeah, I think it's 6.6 from what I can remember. Okay. Okay, so let's cut it again. Like so. Okay, unable to cut body. Okay, so we have it cut already. So I can remove these two parts. Let's take a look. This scroll. You have to make sure that you hit like a wall or something. If I click here, it's kind of scrolling away. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look from the bottom. How much do we have to cut? Not much. So that is actually not bad. So I can do offset. And I can offset this for, let's say, let's make it 0.8 like this. And I just make a line like so. Okay, let's trim what we don't want. We don't want this part and we don't want this part. Okay, and I wonder if I pull it up. Awesome. Okay, looks like the print just finished. That is great, because we are finishing this one as well very soon. I hope this will hold. Should be fine. It's a very hacky way to do it, but yeah, if we can save on printing the whole bottom part of the keyboard and just like fix this somehow, that works for me. And then we can still attach it to the original bottom plate of the keyboard. I just need to show back all the mounting holes that I did. Too many parts. Too many parts already. Maybe it was in base. Yes, okay. Okay, so this is how we can attach it, and I'm gonna use... Okay, we won't be able to use this one, this hole over here, but we have full access to here, so that is great. So let's make a rectangle over here. Well, maybe a line will be better, so let's do it like this. Let's say to here. Maybe to here. This should do. We can always fix it later if it turns out to be too big or something. Okay, let's pull it up all the way here. Yeah, so we can make a hole over here. Just press C for circle and do it on this wall. Okay. Z took us a bit too far. Okay. It doesn't have to be this big, but it doesn't really matter actually. I mean this long. Okay, so now we have to cut out for our... do like a cutout for the bottom of the encoder housing. So I just use a line and do it quickly. Okay, we have it cut, and now we still have to accommodate for the knob, which is over here. So what I like to do, I like to select this wall and do a circle, and then from the center I will go all the way to the bottom. Okay, because it's the bevel still. If I click here and I do circle, okay, so yeah, this like chopped off the part that was beveled, so that is good. So what I like to do is to go from the center over here to the bottom, and then I will just press shift. So now I can do offset. So I will just do 5. Looks like a bit extensive, but I think I will leave it as that. So now we have a plane like this. And okay, first we need to cut the bottom. We have to cut this shape from the bottom so that the encoder will be rotating without any issues. But if I do it now, I will just cut everything. So I will just do like a quick temporary new component. I will just move this surface over there. Yeah, and I have to extrude it. I can't cut with this surface, so I will just extrude or pull it. Let's pull it all the way to here. Okay. Okay, so from this, I want to cut this, and I want to remove this part. So our cutter I can hide for now. So we have this like, the cutout is like this. But we still have to move it a little bit more. maybe I will just move it. Let's say I want it to be from here, the distance of 5. Okay, -5. Okay. Okay, this looks fine, I guess. Should be enough space to insert the knob over here. But there is one more thing still missing. We have to open the bottom so that the shaft can go through. So we can do it like this. So we have this plane over here, and if I just pull it all the way back like so, well, actually, it didn't have to be all the way. Let's do it from here. Let's make it 10, maybe. Okay, this should do. Yeah, the shaft is not longer than that. And this way we can still have like the rigid bottom. It won't be like twisting away with force. Okay, so we managed to chop this edge off. Hopefully it will fit. Looks like we have plenty of space. I think it was 0.8, so that is 2 times thickness of the filament. So that should be fine. We have the opening for the shaft over here. Yeah, should be good. Okay, and also the knob should have enough room over here at the bottom to rotate freely. Okay, so this looks fine. Okay, so if I can hide the knob. Okay, and we also have the mounting hole over here. So that, I think that is all we need for now. I guess we can skip the bottom part. Let's take a look how is the bottom over here designed. If we even have one. Okay, that is one of the designs. I don't think I have anything that will fit. I mean, I was thinking of making a hole like at the bottom somewhere. I have a different one. I have one like this. Which is shape I do not recognize. I think it's lost somewhere. It might be this one. Yeah, this one looks kind of familiar. Yeah, but still we don't have an opening. I think I would just leave it. We did test all other variants without the bottom attached to it, just by using this one screw. So I'm not expecting it to be holding any worse. Okay, so I click here and it's showing me on the different screen. And I can't really see what it says there. Okay, hide others. And we still need our housing, but without the knob. Okay, that looks fine. Let's do quick export. Let's do minus 35 degrees. This is version 2. This is version 3. 45 degrees actually, not 35. But I will keep it at minus 35 because it's like from this tree. Okay. So now back to bamboo. Let's make a new project and add our little fella with chopped off edge. Okay, that looks nice. Looks like we have everything we need. So I will just quickly grab whatever was just print there. I think the printer is still waiting. I will clean the print bed and then I will come back and we can start this print. Okay, I'm back. So we have our little fella over here. Let me quickly show you. Freshly off the print bed. Okay, so now I will just send the one that we just designed. Okay. Okay, is it printing? Okay, looks like it's doing something. Okay, that is good. So back to the workbench. So we're gonna swap this one, this housing that was meant for the for this type of knob. That doesn't quite really work because it makes the whole keyboard move around with it. It might come handy once we go with this one, with the magnetic scrolling, but that's gonna be a little bit later. Yes, I'm gonna swap these two guys and then we can see how does it look like when we rotate, if I'm hitting anything or not, if I'm hitting any keys. So we will know if we need to make any adjustments. Ah, there's this screw over here. I didn't notice. I think I can push it because it wasn't that tight. Or maybe I can't. Okay. Okay, looks like it's like right in the... I think we nailed it this time. Like when I press, there's no more space left. Let's take a look. Let's put the screw on. Okay. Yeah, there's no space left, and there's also no space for the screw. I should have... Ergonomic junk. I should have left some space for the screw. Okay. Let's try it this way. Okay. Yeah, so it's not bad. I can still click it, and the gap is really small, like so. So I think this design is fine. What we need to do is just to leave some space for the screw, because the thread is completely inside the print now. Yeah, also, and I also overlooked that the size is different. The holes are different. How did I miss that? How did it happen? Okay, let's hide this fella. Yeah, so I did change the height over here, but I didn't check how it's gonna fit with the bottom plate. And the bottom plate, oh, but it seems to be okay. Looks like it should fit. This is 35, so this should mean that I should have 135 like this. That would accommodate. I found this one, so maybe that's the one. Let's take a look. Ah, yes. Okay. So we are not totally lost. So we have to swap these two. Okay, so we have the bottom, and here comes the encoder like this. That didn't work. One more try. It's not really aligned. Okay, now it's aligned. Okay. So this is how it looks like with the choke keys and with the tall encoder. Yeah, so okay, the scroll over here is fine, both left and right hand. Now with it doesn't really look like there's this much space left anymore. Like maybe from the top, yes, but when I look from the front, it like this, yeah, so you can see that it doesn't really look like there's this much space left anymore between the encoder and I mean between the knob and the keys. Well, I guess that's fine. I think we leave it like that. I am not quite happy with the size of it though, because even if we lower those keys, since we don't need them anymore this high, although for the space and for the tap, actually it was quite comfortable to press them, so maybe I will stick to this. It's a difficult choice, so many design decisions along the way. Yeah, but at the same time, now when I look at it, the mouse keys over here, I am not quite sure if it should be this high, because now I have to keep the thumb a little bit higher. So yeah, I think I will have to lower these to the level of the mouse keys anyway. I think I should like start making notes, like what I need to do before I forget everything that I said. Okay, so the knob is fine. Rotation is okay. It doesn't really interfere with anything. Yeah. But if you only try to rotate it like from here, so it's better like this. Well, technically we can make it smaller, but then we will have to increase the spacing, maybe for the next stream, or maybe I will just do it off stream, and on the next stream on Friday we can take a look. I will just move this one to be also the same distance from keys from here and from keys from here, and then maybe we can have it like really low profile, like we can make the housing like this. So this is like very, very small. Yeah, and we are not really bound to this encoder, to this knob. We can also use one like this, which is like half the size. Yeah, it's half the size, so this one will work well as well. It's a little bit smaller at the same time. So I guess I will have to take a look at AliExpress. What are the sizes of the knobs? What else can we use? Because honestly, I'm not quite happy with how tall is it. It's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. Yeah, so especially like from the front, like so. It's kind of too tall. I don't like it. I think we can make it smaller. I would rather have it maybe wider, but smaller. Yeah, we can test that. We can swap this, no problem. We can make a new bottom plate and attach this, and it should be fine anyway. Okay, so we have that. This one is fine. I think it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue with MX anyway, because MX is still quite tall. Okay, I would give it a shot. I would try it. It's just 2 screws now to remove, to take out the whole bottom. Okay, and we have it mounted on the MX one. Okay, so it's not that great still. Yeah, so I didn't have these keys before, so it was kind of okay, but now I can see that it's not okay. So like when I rotate, yeah, my finger gets caught between this key and the knob. So yeah, so we have to move it. We have to move it to the right. Bottom seems fine, like there is enough space for the whole thumb, so we don't have to do anything. So I will have to move it the same distance from this side, the same distance as we have over here. It's like a 1 finger thickness. I think it was 5 millimeters. Over here now is difficult to tell. Okay. But I guess that will be story for the next episode. So on Friday we will continue with this knob, with this encoder. I will do some research what are the knobs available on AliExpress. So that will be like a general what you can get in terms of different knobs. So I will look for something that is 35, 33, between 32 and 35 in diameter, but something that is definitely shorter. This one is too tall. I think it's 25. No, it's it should be like 16, 15, more or less. Looks like 25 when I look at it. So thick. Yeah, so we will continue with this one on the next episode. And yeah, by then we have our print. We'll have our print finished. That is the 45 degree, but with the knob aligned just between those 2 keys. I'm very curious how it's gonna look like. If it's better, maybe, Maybe it will be more comfortable to scroll. Maybe I don't have to move my hand like outwards so much. Maybe it will be just, just perfect. Okay, we will see. So we will have this and this for the next episode. And maybe after that, maybe we can finally move and start finalizing the design. If we can settle, because if we can settle on both of these encoders, then I think we have a green light to just start finishing the design. Yeah, but all of that in the next episode. Thanks for watching, thanks for joining. I hope you have learned something, and I hope you have had fun watching this. Join me on Friday when we will continue our journey with Chordie. And have a good one. Have a good rest, and I see you all on Friday. Thanks for watching.